got the day off. It's kind of amazing. So I'm going to take my morning and work on my project. I'm going to work on Where's My Lunch. It has been a crazy busy couple months. Month, at least 6 weeks. I haven't been able to make the progress that I wanted to. So with the day off, I'm going to take some time to work on my own game. I'm going to try a few different things here. See how well this is actually working. Okay. Doing a few different things here on the stream, seeing if maybe I can get it to show up in Steam. Doesn't look like I got it set up right. Oh well. Next time. So what I want to do today is need to start building levels. I need to start building levels to Where's My Lunch. Right now, I think I have 12 or 13 levels that are set up right now. And I was thinking to myself last night, for early access, kind of like, oh, I got 11. So I was thinking to get to early access, I want to have maybe 30 levels. That gives early access players hopefully at least an hour's worth of gameplay, which seems pretty reasonable to me. And then maybe shooting towards 50 levels for a full release. That's no small chunk of work, but I think it's doable. And that's kind of the goal. So I think what I want to do is keep plugging away in these, and then we'll be doing some bug fixing as we go along. So what I've got here is my handy dandy notebook with some levels pre-designed. I'm finding that process really helpful to take some time. I find the pencil and paper a whole lot easier to design on. And then it's easy to translate it here into the computer, a little bit of tweaks and such things. But before I do this, I want to make one change to my code, how some functionality is working. And right now, so we close this out. Right now, we go into the level designer. If we look at something like this, a speed zone here. Now, the speed zone can get turned on and off. I can turn it on and off by right-clicking it. I also have this lever that I can connect to it, like so. Oh, jeez. Been changing how things would get connected. Changed the code a couple different times and it hasn't become muscle memory yet. I've gone back to the original way. But anyways, so here with this lever, you can, if the player hits it, what are we throwing an error for? Wow. What that is all about. Well, I know what that's all about. But anyways, we'll fix this bug. But the idea here is that lever, when you hit that lever, it turns the speed zone or the conveyor belt on and off, which does a lot. That allows quite a bit of, be very creative with that. But as I was sitting down and designing my levels this morning, primarily using the conveyor belt, the speed zone, it dawned on me that it might be a whole lot more interesting if when you hit the switch, the direction of the conveyor belt flip-flopped. So it just rotates 180 degrees. I think there's more dynamics there in terms of how the level would be created. So let's see what's going on. There's no reason that this should be throwing that error. Let's see what's going on here. So something happened with Text Mesh Pro. And then I think it is then causing errors in this. See if these all have styles assigned to them, font assets. That's not really how I intended the start of the stream to start. What in the world? Okay, so this error here, I've been kind of ignoring it for a little bit. And here's the label. All right, so let's see here. What is our error? An item with the same key has already been added. See if it just got confused. TextMesh Pro started throwing this error a little while ago and it didn't seem to cause any problems, but now we're throwing some errors in here. That is just a backward statement. Index is greater than the count, greater than or equal to the count we're going to return. Let's try that. Still not really sure. That should fix that asset, that tools error, which it does. That's great. I still don't know what this is all about. I don't know what this error is about. I realize it's really small in the stream, but we've got an item with the same key has already been added. I'm going to continue to ignore that for now. I'm going to look that up in a bit. Okay, so let's hope that stopped throwing our error. Oh, look at that. Steam store page is working. Just looks like it's a little delayed. Sweet. Okay, so back to the main point here. If I have these speed zones or the conveyor belts and I attach them to this lever like so, and I run across that lever, it turns it on and off. And I think that that's a useful mechanic. There's more puzzles that I can make that way. Let me go full screen too. And I can make more puzzles that way, but I think what might be more interesting is if I can, when we hit that lever, that direction of that speed zone, direction of that conveyor belt flips 180 degrees. I think that potentially allows more creativity and more puzzles. So I'm going to come in here to the code here for the speed zone. And when that lever gets hit, it calls do trigger on whatever it's connected to. And right now we just toggle the is functional Boolean. Let's turn that off. And I think all we need to do is rotate this thing 180 degrees. So we're going to do this transform rotation, or just rotate actually. We can do that. Let's see what our overloads are here. That's what we want here. We're going to do it around the z-axis, which should be this transform forward, and we're going to do 180 degrees.
My skin is extremely averse to most fabrics, except for the soft, buttery feeling of
Let's see if that works. I think it could be that simple.
In the biking community, it's been life-changing.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And again, I don't think this, I think it just opens up more possibilities. So let's see if this works. I don't know why that, interesting that when that lever comes out, it's already got kind of a pre-drawn connection. There's some bug in there's a couple bugs in the drawing of connections, the way it gets displayed. There we go. Okay. I just want to make sure that that's actually working. Yeah, that was... Alright, so that's the effect it should have. Let's go in here. Let's take a look here what the... This is the code here. Get a tad bigger. That's the code there that is given the kick to the rigid body object. I know, you're right. Still haven't integrated that one. I've been totally swamped by my day job. I was looking at my notebook with my level design. It has been a full 2 weeks, or almost 2 weeks, since I've done any work on this project. I've been so swamped. Yeah, right. I know the time zone of got a lot of folks on the channel from Europe or Australia, and I'm experimenting with different times. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty quiet here on the stream, but glad you could make it. Glad I found a better time for you. Also, I'm working all this weekend, but I'm experimenting or thinking about the idea of more or less this time on a Saturday or Sunday, which I think would probably be a better time for most people, but we'll see. Okay, so all right, so we assign all right, we do interaction. Oh, those are do interactions at start. We do interaction set. Okay, so we move the game object to the position of that object. We then do velocity squared magnitude. We check just to see if our magnitude is too large. We set the velocity of that object to just transform.right. So the issue here is because we're adding force, when we hit with the opposite direction. And I've been kind of, we all, you know, I've been thinking about this kind of this add force is a good thing, but it means that if you hit a speed zone in the opposite direction, it basically just makes you kind of stop and bounce. I don't love. The levels that I've designed today, I don't actually need to make this change. I don't want to design levels with this change in mind and then change it and break a previous level. Hey there, how you doing? Thanks for joining. The other way we could do this is simply we could just pull this out of and make this a thing we always do. So we just swap the direction and then give it a kick as well. Let's try that. Yeah, art decoded instead of in terms of good and bad weeks. Yeah, just it's a little crazy. I work at a boarding school and do enjoy my job there, but it is challenging at times. Okay, let's see how well this works. This should just that's kind of what we want. Okay, so if we stick that up there, yeah, and so I just definitely have to give myself a little bit of a break just because I've just been crazy busy. There we go. That's the behavior we want, and we still get a kick, so we still speed up. Okay, now we don't have any management of our speed. So we need to bring this back in. This wasn't actually doing any speed management. This wasn't, I think we just want to do max speed like that. We'll stick this one in an else because we don't need to do both. Yeah. All right, hopefully this gets working. What's that art decoded? Move direction instead of transform? I'm not sure. Maybe I need another cup of coffee this morning. Let's see here. There we go. And now we should get a kick, but we should not get crazy blinding speed. There we go. Okay, so that's what I want. That's the mechanic that I want for that block. So let's go back. With that done, I guess I didn't need to go back. I'm going to be in the level designer. So I've also, if you missed a couple streams, I've changed everything. So now all the levels are getting designed here in the sandbox level. So I'm using the same tools that you all can to make sandbox levels. All right. And I've added in this ability to build an outer wall. I can't remember. I know it was some viewer, somebody was testing it, made that suggestion. It was a beautiful suggestion. Okay. We've also got some basic cut and paste. And these are all draggable now. I think I need to be bigger than that. Maybe. Let's try that. Okay, let's move the player out of the way. Do something like that. And then I'm going to... I should have set up a webcam so you guys can actually see my notebook, what I'm designing here, but maybe next time. It's gonna be a tad too big. So I'm gonna make, so kind of playing around with this idea of like having this grid of 4. Yeah, that's gonna be the wrong, it's gonna be the wrong wrong sizes. Let's do like this. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Take this, maybe move it over here like so. It's funny, in my notebook I tend to draw the levels pretty square, and of course my screen's not square, so my proportions are a little off. Something like that, I think, is what we want. I'm gonna put 4 of these in here. Rid of these for now. Need to fix this. You can you move things around in sandbox mode. It moves the player. All right, so this is kind of the general gist of the level, but that's going to be too tight. I think we still need to go bigger still. That's looking a little bit better. Something like that. That's interesting, Art Decoded. I don't know that one. I know there's a few. I know there's definitely a few of those functions that I'm not aware of, or I don't use, or didn't learn in the beginning. Okay, I think that our player, we can fit through there. We're big enough. Be a tad tight here and there. All right, so this is going to be the idea. Stick these in the boxes. This guy, collider on that guy's a little small. This guy's going to start here. And then we're going to put in our we're going to put our lunch in. And where's my chips? There's my chips. Chips are going to be here. Something like that. And then we're going to put a hoop ton of these conveyor belts in. Like so. I might need to adjust my... Oh. There we go. All right. Like that. Like that.
How does a day at the park sound to you? With Flonase, allergies don't have
Actually,
to
this
be
one's
scary.
gonna go up
Stay one
like
step ahead
that.
of your symptoms by spraying Flonase daily and stop your body from overreacting to allergens all season long.
That one goes down like
Or
that.
tap the banner to
We
find
need
out
a
more.
couple more here.
Psst, psst, you're good.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build a box filled with your favorites for just $5. Personally,
We need to go bigger just so we have some more. We might need to go bigger just to have some more space.
Nah, you gotta vibe with cinnamon twist and a Baja Blast. Eat like you with Taco Bell's $5 build your own cravings box, exclusively online or with the Taco Bell app. Must make selections from predetermined menu items and limited participating U.S. locations for a limited time online or in the Taco Bell app. Only. Contact store for prices and participation which vary. Drinks exclusive tax extra.
Celebrate 50
We might need to go a little bit bigger.
international records with hits like Love Train, Ain't No Stopping Us Now,
Didn't quite factor in my
and more.
exclusion zone size.
Our Essentials playlist.
All right.
Now on Spotify.
Okay, add our wall back in. And then we're gonna go. These are gonna go out here, out here. No problem. There's also a little bit of a bug that if you like the speed zones and all the things that get turned off that can't be next to the exclusion zones, they only check when they themselves have been moved around. And as a result, I actually made a bug in one of my levels. And I made a bug in one of my levels. Because I did it in the wrong order and it worked when I play tested it, but then when you load it up, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's the idea. And then we're gonna have, the player's gonna have a couple levers that they are able to use. So I'm gonna make these boxes a little bit bigger. Something like that. Nope, don't want those two. I want these two. We're gonna get rid of this, that, and that. Okay. It's gonna. Ay, ay, ay. I kind of put this grid as a background here, just kind of playing on the idea of like a blueprint, but it's actually it's turned out to be really useful in level design. Okay, one more set of boxes. Okay, so I think that's the idea. And then the level itself. So let's save our level here. This is going to be level 12. I'm gonna have to learn how to spell my numbers. Okay, this is going to introduce the idea of levers. Okay. And I also need to change this so this just defaults all to zeros. Defaulting to 20 is annoying. Also things in here that that don't exist in the game yet, so. All right, so what we want two levers. Okay. So let's try that. We load that level, and there we go. See, and there's our bug. That doesn't work. Right. Okay. Why isn't that working? Oh, are you kidding me? This is all gonna go back. Oh, geez. At the very least, I need to put a button in here. They just all need to start at 0. I'm not sure why the default is. Why the default is to 20. Okay, that's working fine. When I load that level, doesn't make any sense why that is. Okay, now we're working. And let's reset our levels. We need to put our chips back in. I don't know. That's an interesting little... Huh. I mean, frankly, I don't think I actually... may not even need that, so I don't know what's going on there. That's an interesting bug. It must be detecting something. Art Decoded, there is a max speed. It's set on the it's not global. It's set on the speed zone, the conveyor belt. Yeah. Oh, I changed that. Okay, so I don't know what that was going on. It must be detecting something. It's really interesting that it was detecting that. Huh. Very interesting. Okay, so the idea here. Oh. Okay. So the idea here is that we've got let's save this. I need to fix this. Let's get this level working, and then I'm going to fix this bug. Why these are all defaulting to 20. Okay, so if we load this level, like so, we get these two things. We're gonna come in here and something like that, and then another one like that. That is not really what I was planning on. All right, what was I thinking here? What was I thinking? Oh, this level actually may have been designed with the need for them to turn off. That is the way this was. This was actually designed. Oh, crap. Hey, Tech Dave. No school today. We are, tomorrow I start a 7-day class with kids, working on Blender skills. So I work all weekend, and they gave us a day and a half off in exchange. So half day yesterday, today was actually off. So, well, crud. The way I designed this was designed. I thought I checked that, but that's pretty funny. I designed this level with the idea of them being able to turn off, which is not. That's not gonna work. Okay, well, let's move on to the next level. Ay, ay, ay. All right, the easiest way to clear this level is to go back out, come back in. All right. I should put a button in there that I can actually reset the whole level, clear the whole level. I'm a little scared to put it there, that somebody might push it on accident. I guess it's also not that hard to highlight everything and just delete it, but okay. Well, crud, I like that level. Maybe I have to revisit the design of that one. I have another one of that similar plan. That's a little different. So, all right. This one is a little bit bigger level. Let's zoom ourselves out here. Build our outer wall. And then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab some this. Grab our player, get our player out of here. Like that. Let's grab 4 here. Discovered that just duplicating the outer walls with a copy and paste is a whole lot easier than clicking a whole bunch of times in the menu up above. Do something like that. And then this is going to rotate in the opposite direction. Something like that. Okay. Let's see, next prime. Apologies for a bit of derail from today's topic, but I didn't see you cover this before anywhere. How do you handle report bug and make suggestions? You know, I haven't covered that in a video. And I guess the reason I didn't do that, well, there's 2 reasons. Frankly, the videos for this project haven't been viewed a lot, and it's surprisingly easy. Let's look here. I can give you a link and you can get started on it. It's surprisingly easy. Where is it? What is it called? User reporting prefab. I'm just blanking on what Unity actually calls this. Well, let's. I'm just trying to figure out what the easiest way to look this up. Basically, Unity deals with it all by themselves, and it is pretty freaking amazing. User reporting. So let's look it up. Here, let me see if I can get you a link. Unity user reporting service.
Just a suggestion. Could you steam clean the carpets? I need a spa day.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So here's what you want, and maybe it is worth a video. It is shockingly easy. I'll drop a link here in the chat. It is shockingly easy to implement. It's you can get started for free. If you have a lot of bugs getting reported, it gets used a lot. I forget what the limitations are. You do need a paid Unity account once it scales up, but you can get it started for free. Here you can see the diagnostics. Right, so you can get with the free stuff. It's pretty minimal, but it's definitely enough for testing. And then when you download this package, there is quite literally a prefab. You can see it here. You probably can't see it very well, but there's a prefab that you can just drag and drop, and I had it up and running in less than 2 hours, and that included customizing the UI, which was at least half of the time. And then maybe it is worth a video. And then what it does here, you can see mine reports straight to Discord. So here you can see these are all the errors. It gets a little annoying because every time there's an error in Unity, it pings here. You just mute the channel, but then you can see here, like here's user reported errors. And these just come in. Oh shit, let's see if it loads. It's a little slow to load. But it's pretty slick. It gets a screenshot. You can see what they were doing. I think this is one of my students that was playing. They somehow broke. You get the description of it. And then this isn't super useful on what I'm doing, but you get, just because the game's so simple, you can get some basic information on like their graphics card, what kind of computer it is, what version of Windows they're running, on and on and on. So yeah, maybe it's worth the video. But admittedly, the videos for this project they've been well received in the sense that people have responded well to them. It's been a very low response. Hey, Rapid Stress. How you doing? All right. All right, so we're gonna do something like this. So the idea here is, right, we've got to get to our we've got to get to our milkshake or drink over there. And to do that, we're gonna have to flip our that conveyor belt. So to do that, we're gonna have our lever over here, and I can connect this like so. Oop. I do not want to connect it to my, not connecting it to my drink. We're going to connect this like so. And so that connection will actually save. Yeah, Next Prime, no worries. Yeah. Their thing is really good. I was thinking about Google Forms too. Would I have to create my own? So like opens up their email client? None of that. The cloud service is good, and frankly, while there's not very many people playing this game right now, just getting those reports in when things happen, like anytime a user now their game throws an error, it pops into Discord. I shouldn't say every time. I think it does it the first time, and then like it waits like 10 more times or 100 more times, so that if you have a constant error, it's not blowing up your channel. Hey DJ, how we doing? Thanks for joining. Camo Fox, TBG. No worries, we're gonna be on here. 9:40, started 40 minutes ago. We'll be on here for at least another hour, right? Screwed up the first level, so we're gonna work on this one. All right, and then okay, so I found one of the interesting things about trying to create these puzzles is like I've created the mechanics, but in some ways I haven't yet thought about the rules for those mechanics. I haven't yet thought about how we design things with those mechanics, and that's been really interesting. And maybe it sounds obvious, but it's been fun to play around with things like these speed zones, these conveyor belts, and realize that they're creating a one-way path, and how that oh, that's interesting. Hey, Rapid Stress, thanks for joining from India, much appreciated. Oofa. Okay, it's just you know, it's an interesting to think about a game at that level of, you know, I have a lot of students who want to make puzzle games, and generally discourage them because I know that it's a challenging thing to do. And finally having to do that challenge myself has again been interesting. All right. And just thinking about the rules of the game, like what can you do with the mechanics that you've created? What kind of things can evolve and get created from that. I don't know. I'm rambling, but it's been interesting to play around with. All right, some spikes on here. All right, the music's gonna drive me crazy. Let's see here. Question: do you find it harder to design the levels than the actual tools sometimes? I find I love making the tools, but then once they're done, my creativity flushes down the toilet. Absolutely. Absolutely. The making the levels is way harder than making the tools. And maybe that's just kind of my comfort zone, but I think that's generally true. That might be a little too tight. And that's what my students generally run into, is that it's way easier to make or dream up the mechanics and to dream up the ideas for the game than it is to actually make the puzzles and make them interesting. And I don't know if I'm making interesting puzzles. You know, I'm not trying to pay my rent with this game, which is really good. I'm not trying to pay my rent with the game. But yeah, no, making the levels is challenging. Again, what I found, I need to set up a webcam so you guys can see this. Like, the camera's really small, but like, I'm just drawing these out. Ooh, it's gonna get blown out. Like, I'm just drawing these out in a notebook. And I found that process to be really good. Like this morning, I just sat down, I sat down and I spent an hour. I spent an hour designing 3 levels, maybe 4 levels, on paper. And then you got to get them in the computer and see if they work. So yeah, interesting. Is adding a disclaimer necessary for every game? Atkinson, I'm not sure how you say it. What do you mean by a disclaimer for every game? And what kind of disclaimer? All right, let's reconnect this now that we've got a little bit more drawn. Like that. You can draw through walls, but whatever. Okay, so this is the idea. I think I want to also realize that some of my levels are just a little boring looking because I'm just putting in the bare minimum of what needs to be created. Okay, I find these spikes kind of help. They decorate a little bit. They also give the player a little bit of a clue as like, hey, you shouldn't do that. Fortunately, they're 2 squares long, so they don't necessarily fit everywhere. Okay, that's the level design that I have in my mind. Something like that. So let's save this. This is going to be saved as level 12. That other level. And this is better. This is actually a better level to introduce because I have my lever. It's already connected. And I like that because I'm now showing the player what they can do with showing them that they can connect the lever and the conveyor belt instead of telling them. All right. We're going to finish this level and then we're going to fix this bug here. This is just obnoxious. All right, what do I got here? 2 portals and 2 bombs. That is hopefully our ticket to solve this. Funny that little delay scene there, the little pop-up. It looks like it popped up in kind of the wrong place, but And I had to totally fake that. I needed some sort of feedback to the player that saving was happening. The saving is so quick that I actually have to fake that screen showing up. I actually put in a half-second delay or something. Yeah, no, this is pretty fun to be working on this from a game jam, and you know, it's neat. This is the right scoped game, right? I have a day off. I need to do a poop ton of work today for the day job. It's not really a day off for me, but I can take a couple hours and make some real progress. Yeah, the lesson I need to really cement in that this is the kind of game I want to make. I'm not sure if anybody's going to buy the game, but you know, whatever. All right, let's load this level and see if this okay, so there's my, a little bit in the way. Here is the idea. We've got to flip that switch, and then we've got to get back to there. So this will work by doing like that. Like that. Thought I'd move that bug. I guess I did in the other scenes. Be something like that. And then we've got to turn the corner, which is always tricky with bombs. I changed some of the, that's interesting. I changed some of the physics that's going on. It makes this a little bit more, it makes it far more reproducible. So like every run is pretty close to identical, which means you can fine tune one angle at a time like this. There we go. Okay, I like that. I want to put something down here in the bottom left. I don't have that in my design, but I like that. Let's see. Yeah, about the disclaimer that it's just a story. I mean, I guess that depends on what I guess that would be dependent on the content of what you are putting in there, right? Like, I certainly have no disclaimer that this is how you actually get your lunch, or that this is remotely realistic. But I can imagine that, yeah, if you're dealing with real issues that people struggle with, death, mental health, all the horrible things that we do to each other, that yeah, a little bit of disclaimer would probably be good. I mean, if you're going super dark and deep and representing, again, I'm not a lawyer, 100% not a lawyer. Just out of courtesy and maybe to save your own butt a little bit from having to deal with those questions, you could do that. Hey, Gamma Fox, thanks for joining. Much appreciated. See you next time. But yeah, like I think you could put a little disclaimer on there, and I think you could just have a little bit of text on your start screen that this is, a made up story. It's not real. That seems reasonable. All right, what can I put down here? I don't want to like be distracting, but like I need just a wall or something. I guess I think, maybe my rule of thumb would be if you feel like a disclaimer is necessary, then yeah, then add one. Hey, Xspeed. glad the Discord's helpful. Pretty quiet over there on the Discord, but also mean you get a little bit more attention. But I'm glad it's helpful. Happy to help. All right, that just kind of fills in there a little bit. Maybe we'll add some more spikes in here. Yeah, it'd be fun. What kind of yeah, you guys are you guys working on projects? You got your own projects you're working on? It'd be fun to hear about those. Also, if you guys have questions about your projects, I answered a question earlier about bug reporting. Happy to answer those questions, but it'd be cool to hear what kind of games you guys are working on. All right, I like that. That's working well. Let's fix that. Let's fix this thing so that those level limits are default to 0. Go find that. Oh, I think this is one of those things I did stupidly. Like it's tucked inside of a. It's not its own. It's not its own file. Level limits. Okay, so here. So this is where it's getting set right here. Let's take a look. I can't remember what class is. So I want to keep it that way so that when it gets populated into the menu at the top, the sandbox scene, we do get that full 99. No, it's not the one I want. Right, this is the one I want. So again, I love having Odin Inspector in here that I can just press a button, open and close my windows from the inspector. Not turning the object on and off, I can just toggle it on and off. Or I can toggle its visibility. I don't know, makes me happy. Okay, so this is what we want to do here. Hey Tech Dave, did you just submit those issues? Saw a couple in here. I got a couple few days ago. Definitely been adding those to my to-do list, so I appreciate the bug reporting. Yeah, your car racing game's looking pretty good. Images you shared over on Discord looked pretty cool. Look pretty good. All right, so all right, let's look at our oh, I guess it is this one that I'm looking for here. So this is what I need to adjust here. I'm going to take a real quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Alrighty. I was just thinking, one of the things that I think is really good about using my own tools here. I'm using my own tools in the game to design these levels. I'm finding these kind of quality of life issues, right? Like, you could call this a bug. It is somewhat, at some level, it's a bug. But the fact that these level limits are resetting to 99 is mostly a quality of life. And so by using my own tools, I'm hoping that I'm making this a lot better for players. I think the same goes true for, say, the copy and paste and other such bits. Quality of life is just a little bit better. Let's see here, Tech Dave. Do I get to use the newest version of Blender in your class? I haven't. I think we're using 2.91. I haven't looked at the very, very latest. But we are using 2.9. Yeah, I've seen some good features. I mean, for my class, like the class that I teach, the regular school days, I have the students for 6 to 8 weeks, and they have no experience in that world, or most of them have no experience even in any sort of digital art. And so we just do the basics we do some very basic low poly stuff, and some of the students are able to produce some pretty decent work. It's great. And the course, I don't know if you're referring to the course that I'm teaching starting tomorrow. I'm teaching an intensive 7-day course here. It's kind of the same thing. We'll cover the same content. Can't get too deep. How did I get into game design? Well, I'll tell you a little bit. It'll probably come up, I think 10 days from now, a week from Sunday. I think I'm doing an interview with a YouTuber, and we'll probably be answering some of those questions. But long story short, I was teaching overseas. I was teaching in Bulgaria, and I really was not enjoying my job at all. Kids were great. We'll leave it there. Students were great. But I wasn't really enjoying the job, and I was just kind of searching for, hey, what's next, right? What's the next thing for me? I'd been teaching for close to 10 years at that point. Teaching math and physics. You know, that's what most schools need. And I remember I saw a blog post of learning how to code. Somebody had just taught themselves how to code, which is something, in physics, we did a little bit of coding here and there, but not a ton. And I only took one computer science class in college and absolutely hated it. Calculated it to the point so I could take it pass, fail, and pass. And anyway, so I saw this blog post, and one of their things was they picked up Unity. I'm like, hey, that looks cool. And I bookmarked that blog post and came back to it 6 months later. we'd moved back to the States. I came back to this job and got curious, and I opened it up, and just opening up Unity, creating a terrain that looked horrible. We've all been there, right? The default terrain with their default textures, dropping in the standard assets, third person character and a camera. And I was just totally in love with it. The ability to create got me into it. And from there, I just kept trying to learn more and more and more. And you know, things snowball, and here we are. I'm in the process there. That first couple of years, I made a game, and by the time I think I'd finished the game, I think it had been published, I convinced my school that we should have a game design class because it would be challenging and an alternative to the math classes. So that was 7.5 years ago when I first picked up Unity. So long story short. Okay. So what I'm curious here is, well, that should have a kind of bad practice there. Make sure we unsubscribe from that event. Unlikely to throw an error. It hasn't so far, but that could potentially throw an error. It's a good thing to always do. Yeah, computer science courses are rough. You know, my course was on the course that I took in college. Part of my physics degree was on C, not C++, just straight up C. I remember I was sick one day. I missed the day on pointers, and I came back and I had no idea what the professor was talking about. The assignments were all black and white text. It was just totally uninspiring, heinous. Yeah, not a lot of inspiration there. Yeah, I think you're right. Computer science is hard to teach, but for me, the classes that I get to teach, I teach a game design class, and last couple of years, not this year, just mostly due to the pandemic, teach a robotics class. And I treat those classes, those are like bait and switch classes. You get the students in there solving difficult problems, or difficult for them problems, and they learn how to code. They enjoy the process. And then when they leave, going off and doing typical computer science stuff is way more comfortable and way easier. And frankly, a lot more fun. But yeah, if your first introduction to computer science is, you know, a professor in front of 200 students lecturing about pointers, that's some serious bullshit. Okay. Okay, so here's where it's coming from. It's coming from in here. Maybe a little bit tougher bug to... All right, let's go back here. This is where we're setting. So if I set these to 0, just not gonna. It might be a bug I need to solve later. I'm gonna have to play around with. Let's get back to level design. It's a lot more interesting. A lot more interesting to watch. And that bug, this little bug. So what's happening here, if I didn't explain it, is I'm using the same level limits on the top bar for the levels, and in that menu. And in one place I want them to default to 0, another place I want them to default to 99. And so there's a little bit of an argument there as to what's happening. So we'll just put up with that for now. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's do this. Why this is so hard for me to find. Okay, let's open this up. So what we could do here is add in a button here to reset the level limits. It's a little janky. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay. We got level 12 added onto level 13 and maybe 14. Let's see if I run out of mental juice here. Okay, so we're back to our level here. And this one's gonna be, we're gonna make this one a little bit bigger and build our wall. And this one's gonna make use of screen wrapping a little bit. Across here, we're gonna be, I want to get 4 of those. I have basic undo functionality, but it doesn't undo deletion or deleting. It only undoes movement, which I think I'm okay with. Okay, we're gonna do something like that. And this is gonna go over here. So we got a lunch over there, or we got a sandwich over there. And bring our drink down here. Like that. We're gonna put a lever in here. Okay. Something like that. We'll push this down a little bit. I want to make sure that the opening on one side is equal to the opening on the other side. I'm not entirely sure how the code would deal with that. I think it would bug out a little bit. We're just going to avoid that by design. Yeah, for loops can be a little tricky, especially if you get nested for loops. Okay, so we got that. And then we're going to put one portal here. We're going to get something like that. I actually think that is, I might decorate this level a little bit. I find that spikes at least give some, why this guy's so hard to, I need to put some different colliders on him. All right, you're going to start right there. And what else do I got in this level? I think that's actually it. Nope, I was going to put in one more wall like so. Maybe we'll get rid of that one. Okay, so pretty clearly you gotta connect this switch to that conveyor belt, flip it so you can get your last sandwich. And let's put some spikes in here. Let's just have a little bit of fun. They give some, like I said, some interest. Maybe we'll put one. Well, unfortunate on the spacing. It's all right. I've also added in the, I'm not sure if it's the build that's live on Steam right now, but the newest build, when you go into the sandbox, will have all the shortcuts and how to do everything. There's definitely been a bunch of changes, and felt like the cleanest way to let the players know about it. That might be a little tricky there. Okay.
Good afternoon.
That's my level.
Like to try a free sample of our double fudge
And let's save this.
That's very good. I'll just take one more.
13.
Yep. Still very good.
Nobody ever sees these descriptions, but except for me. First level to connect lever to speed zone.
Take one more, sir. Yeah, I thought so.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And the annoying part.
Grandfather founded Shane Company. Since then, we've grown to become America's favorite family jeweler. Because
Okay, and what did I want to give in this one? I wanted to give one portal, 3 speed zones, and 2 bombs. There's a lot of direction changing going on here. Game of Fox, you can get a copy. I'll make you play a little bit of a game. How's that? If you go to my channel and you look for videos, actually I did a devlog a couple weeks ago that almost nobody watched. If you look at that down in the comments, there are 4 Steam keys. You are welcome to grab one. From what I can tell on my end with the Steamworks, they have not been used. I'm not offering up Steam keys on streams, but any videos that I'm doing with on this project, whether that is a devlog or how I did something video, there are I've been adding Steam keys to the comments, so you can go search and see if you can find one. I bet you can. I don't think they've been used. What is playing in the background is just, yeah. I should be wearing headphones so I can actually monitor. It's just music. It's Spotify. It was an ad. Okay, so we save this level. Let's load it. Wait, why did we not? Oh, it's doing this weird thing again. All right, so to solve this puzzle, put a bomb here, put a bomb right below it. We put a portal up here. Like that. I don't know if I can stick a, will that actually fit in there? I need to go adjust that. Okay, that's the idea. The thing that I like these bombs, this is one of the original things from the Game Jam. They made it really hard to, the idea was they would change directions like they're doing. They help you turn a corner, but they're kind of hard to use because you got to get the angle just right. And in designing this level in particular, I realized that they're doing something very similar to the conveyor belt and that they're changing your direction, but they only do it once, which means you can, if you have to go down that path again, you can kind of gives you a one time change of direction. And then with the path changing, go like. All right, so that's not going to work perfectly well. Let's reload this. Make some changes. Let's get rid of. Interesting. It's going to go like that. We're going to get rid of those spikes. Of course, we're back to. I've already saved that. All right, so let's try that again. A little bit of modification. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set my levels. Yeah. I'm not going to fix this bug on stream because I think it's going to be tedious and it's going to not be particularly enlightening to anybody out there. But I definitely need to fix this. Why do we still have Briggs should not be in there. Why are we Ooh, Gamma Fox. That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. Gamma Fox, I like that idea. Let's see, we don't need to be on DevDog videos. We need to be on these. I'm gonna put this on our bugs or needed tweaks. Bomb, angles, could be rounded to intervals to make redirecting more predictable. Ends, teens, 30s, whatever. I think that is an awesome suggestion. I don't think that's going to be all that hard to do, and I think that could really work with the game. But I don't understand what's going on right now. All right, so we've got another bug in that I can now add in my lunches, which is not ever supposed to be a thing. So these level limits, I'm surprised how they have just been a constant pain in the ass. I reworked them, they get a little bit better. And then they get worse. Then I find another bug in them. Okay. There we go. So, yeah. let's add that bug there too. All right, level limits. Need love. All right, level limits in the save window. Default to 20 or 9 actually. For food, how changed? Okay. I love Notion. I think Notion's fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Here's our level. Let's see here. So we're gonna. I like this one because we retrace the same area more than once. I think the puzzles, so to speak, need to be. They need to be. They need to be not fully linear in the sense of like we don't just go from point A to point B to point C. I forgot to connect my portal. Let's see how deterministic the physics is. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I think for the bomb, all I'm gonna do there's a calculation of adding force, and I can just it'll be a little complicated to. Right now it's the simple way. It just exerts a force away from the center of the bomb. But it might take 20 lines of code, but it's definitely doable to make that change. I really love that idea. One of the things I enjoy streaming, I enjoy answering questions and interacting with y'all, but one of the things I love is those ideas that come out of your guys' brains. Love it. Okay. All right, so I still don't have a clear button. Let's go back. We'll go back to our level designer. And this one might be my last level. This is gonna look a lot like the first level I first started making. I should have just, I wonder if I still have that here.
What's it doing? Designing my new 2021 Nissan Kicks Online in the Kicks Color Studio. I give each a special name. This one's electric blue, orange, red, white.
Oh, that's that one.
I call
Okay.
it the gumball machine.
Never mind. I should have saved that first one because I'm gonna design the same thing.
With over 100 million available.
All right, we're gonna build our walls in here.
Personal Plus system in the boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation. Color combinations include interior.
And we're gonna make it like
Customization is an available feature subject to availability.
2 by 2
for details.
paths in there. Just do like that. That actually might work pretty well. Player's actually going to go or move him out of the way. proportions of this I don't love the proportions of this. More like that. All right, we'll do that. That's a little bit better. Okay. I've thought about adding snapping. I don't know what you would snap to though. That's the problem. Oh. Langdon, did you just create a new level? Let me finish this one up and I'll go find it. I assume you put it up on the workshop. Yeah. Oh, Gamma Fox, I'm glad you liked the last level. I think it's I feel like I'm having fun. Like they're not too complex. But let's see here. Okay. So this is another conveyor belty one. I put my food items in the correct spots. See if I design this one a little bit better. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have conflicts again. Yeah, I'm gonna have conflicts there. Okay, we need to make this bigger. Okay. All right, we'll clear the wall. That is still gonna be too small. Oops. I guess with this size, I can probably make them 3. That'll feel a little bit better. Delete all that stuff. You move out of the way. At the right size. Oh, you can push the chips too. Nice. Okay. Chips go there. Sandwich goes here. That should be okay. Let's make sure we can get the rest of this up and running. It went a long way. That one goes like that. This one's going to be down like that. Okay. Let's see. These things need to be a little bit longer. Maybe 2 longer. Cut and paste is the best thing that's happened to the level designer. It makes things so much easier. Okay. That is supposed to be toggle. I gotta fix that too. All right. There's supposed to be one here. I don't have that on my design, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to be. Get a lever right in the middle. I don't think I actually... I think I got a little... I don't think I fully finished my design. Okay, so we're all good here. The idea is we are going to flip... Let's see, what is my design here? All right, this one goes up. Like that. Okay. So we do something like this. The idea is you're going to have one lever. So let's save this. This is going to be level 14. I'm going to have to learn how to spell. And you're getting no bricks, no bombs, none of that. You get one lever. All right, one lever. Let's see if this actually works. Tech Dave 99 to... Oops. Oh, issue there. Yeah, the help is in I think level 2 or level 3 of the campaign levels, if you will. Shift click on one object and then click on the second object to make the connection. I don't love that functionality, but I haven't come up with a better one yet. Okay, so the idea is that this lever goes connected to there and here, and then we have another lever. Okay. Another level. Oh, what's going on here? All right. The other idea here, so we do like this. Boop. We go across, we flip that lever, come up, we go across, we grab our lunch, we come down, we flip, we flip, we flip, we flip, and we're done. Okay, I know if yeah, I'm love it. Still gotta fix that. There's a bug there. I love this fact that these conveyor belts can now flip direction. I think that's fantastic. I know that kind of screwed up my first level design on the stream, but this that's great. All right. I don't know why we have all these old. So what's happening here, and this happened before in my build, there are the prefab got screwed up is basically what's happening here. Okay, so there you go. There's my 3 levels. We're good. What I'm going to do now is bring these into the game, because right now those don't automatically get added. So those are saving just like a workshop level. They're saving as effectively a text file somewhere on my computer, but I want to convert them into scriptable objects. So I gotta say, like, one of the things I absolutely love about Odin Inspector is this, like, how easy it is to create tools. So what I've got here, pull this up here a little bit. Super simple. This actually started as a mono behavior. It was going to be some sort of manager script like we're all in love with and we use too many of. And with a few lines from Odin, I created it into its own editor. So what this does is it actually scans for all the saved files. So here's, I should learn how to spell 12. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell 12. 13, 14. It scans all the levels that are saved, finds them, and then all I have to do is press save. I have a save location here. which this just brings up a file folder, and I go save the level. And then I come to 13 and I save that level, and I go to 14 and I save that level. And what that's done is it's taken that text file, hopefully if everything's still working right, and it has turned it into scriptable objects. So here's 12, 13, and 14. And so those I can ship with the game, super easy. That goes back to the same system that I was using in the Game Jam, which is great. The only other piece that is not available for level design is the ability to add in hints. And I gave that one a lot of thought. I gave that one a lot of thought of how to do that. How to add in tool tips to let, when you design a level, you can give a hint. It was going to be a pain in the ass, and I decided not to do it, at least at this point. It also just made me wonder, do I really want players to be able to send written messages to other players? Not sure I do. So anyways, to add those levels in, all I need to do now is come to my game manager. This is lagging. I need to figure out, I got a ton of things here, and I think that's what's doing it. May need to split these up onto different game objects just to give it a little bit of a break. Anyways, there is my list of scriptable objects, and I need to automate this. Yeah, we're just lagging really badly. Not really sure why. All right, we'll do it this way. There we go. Now the levels are added. We go into play mode. And there we go. Oh, they're locked. Great. Okay, but before we do that, I'm going to go in and add, let's look at what I need to add hint wise. So I still have my level designer scene. Save that. Go to level 12. All right, so what I need to do here, and drag in our hint into our canvas. A little tricky to get the canvas and the game object lined up. Where do we want to put this? I don't want to block it right there. Okay, let's go in, hint message. Okay, so let's do something like that. Like that. Oh, geez. What the hell are you doing, Unity? Quite a little overly sensitive. Okay, let's just do it manually then. Or do it here. do this. A lot of this, like I don't want to invent. One of the reasons I don't want to bring in, I'm just being lazy about bringing in hints. Trying to get this all adjusted for a player would just be tough. Like to get all the tools to do all the adjusting that I'm having to do here would be really hard. So let's do. All right, something like that, something a little silly. Only I could be flipped. And then we're gonna do something like this. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to grab the like that. Okay. So let's do hint delay, and then we'll do this one. Will have a hint delay of maybe like 8 seconds. Let's do this one like 4. And then all I got to do is save that. In my game manager, just say hello. There we go. So now those pop-ups will get saved, and they get saved to the scriptable object and should pop up in those places. So it's a little tedious. I don't love this workflow, but it is what it is. Don't think, okay, so we've got that connection there. Actually, wait a minute. Let's go back. I don't need this is actually starts connected. We need to double check that. I'm actually going to get rid of that and save that. That was why I like this level, because I actually drew that connection, and I don't think the connection doesn't get drawn until it goes into play mode. Okay. Because I was talking about that earlier, how I like this as the first level because it actually shows you that these things can be connected. All right, on to 13. I think we're good there. I think we need a lot of communication there. And here, I do want to put one in because it's important here that levers can be connected to 2 objects. So let's put this in here. In messages. All right. All right, so let's do, I'm gonna fit this into our box there. And then to get rid of our arrow, because we don't really need it, we just stick it over there. All right, that's it. Got our hints added. Oh, I like that idea. Tech Dave, that's a great idea. Yeah, let's add that in. Let's get these up and working. Hey, Tech Dave, just I'm curious. In your version, when you went into Sandbox Editor, did it give you a little pop-up with buttons, like what to do? Just kind of curious, but I think you're absolutely right. Having a help button makes a lot of sense. I could probably add that to the options menu. That's easy to do. Okay, let's go and see if these, double check that everything worked. I'm gonna add your suggestion there. All right, let's get started. So I've got to go play the old level first. See if I. This is the buggy one. I need to fix this one. Let's fix that one. That's the one where you can't you kind of can't play it because, or you can't really finish it because this is too close. Gotta go like that.
It's your home speaking, and I need some favors. Could you turn on some of the lights in the basement? I'm scared of the dark.
All right, we'll save that. Level 12.
Car insurance with Geico, so we could save money. Last thing.
Invalid
Just a
cast, huh?
suggestion.
Really?
Could you
That
steam clean the carpets? I need a spa day.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Wendy's is dropping the hammer with 2
Let's try this way.
order breakfast sandwiches for just $4. So if you've been wronged by pre-made breakfast and their frozen folded eggs and rubbery microwaved bacon, get to Wendy's and get the breakfast you deserve. Like the honey butter chicken biscuit, classic bacon.
Oh, it was not level 12, it's level 11.
Choose any 2 of them for just $4. Justice is served only at Wendy's. We got you.
Offer valid for a limited time only. Price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. Single item at regular price.
When's the last time you looked at your bathroom? Second thought, you might not want to make eye contact with that old faucet. It's time to head to Lowe's for some home improvement. Choose from
Uh-oh. Might have just deleted my level.
Delta and style selections and transform your before bathroom into an amazing.
Let's go find it.
You can't see her, but she's high-fiving herself.
I bet you I made that level with an older workflow.
Stop by Lowe's or visit lowes.com/DIFY for vanities starting at $99. Valid through 3/31 US only.
Where have I put my trash? I learned a while back that when you delete things from Unity, it says it can't be undone, but that's just because Unity loses track of it and you can find it in your trash. I did that by accident, not like the dumb thing I just did. Come on. Are you not gonna let me drag from the trash? It is level 12. I don't know what's going on there. We'll just manually. I'm not sure why that's throwing some error. Hey, wouldn't it be nice if that list was searchable? Let's make that list searchable. Sorry if you guys are saying something. I got chat is hidden from me right now. Searchable. We just did a video over on the Odin channel about searchable. Odin short. It is a handy thing. There we go. There's my drink. And what I want to do is we want to move it up in the Y direction. We want to move it like 4. Let's see if that did the trick. We're kind of going about that the wrong way, or not the smart way, but hey. Oh, Tech Dave, if you're on version 17, see if you can force an update on Steam. Version 18 should be live on on Steam. Did not work. I can't remember if version 18 has the not moving that thing, are we? Right. My brain's starting to turn to mush here. We're looking for level 11. It is this level. We're going to fix a couple bugs here. So one of the things that's going on here, we're going to do our load level. Where's our load level? Okay, so what's happening here is somehow this saves. I don't understand why Unity decides to save this. It saves all this content here, and which is probably an error on my part, but it's saving all these things. It's supposed to populate those as they go. Not like that, which is why our most current levels are not showing up on top. Yeah, something's set weird. Langdon, you're able to do level 11. I could kind of jinx my way around it, but it wasn't good. It just needs to. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now that's what I want right there. Okay. Save level. Okay, there we go. We do a level 11. We save that. All right, so let's see if we can. I'm going to delete that level and save it. There we go. Now we'll go back to our hierarchy, make sure that's in there, because now there's going to be a blank spot in our list. Oh, or not. Let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, Tech Dave, I really appreciate your suggestions. They're fantastic. But yeah, you're on an older version, and I level 18 or version 18 made a lot of changes too, if I remember. I think the patch notes actually work now. Okay, that's working there. Let's try it here where we're actually level name. That's a good. Oh, now it deleted. I don't know why it didn't show up as not deleted last time I looked. I expected it to. Okay. Okay. Save all that. All right, now we got level 11. Rate. Okay, so we got to solve this level. Do it like this. I always forget to connect my portals. I've also got this bug where I gotta figure out how to deal with the food. The food glitches when it goes through a portal. Doesn't break the game. The hell was that? Doesn't break the game, but it does. It's a little disconcerting when your food starts whipping around this scene like crazy. Really? How's that? There we go. All right, next level. All right, here's this level. Oh, what? That's not in the right spot. Where's that supposed to be? Well, that's broken. This becomes a very easy level. Okay. All right. And that second message also came out. So this looks good. And I got that glitch with, I don't know what that glitch is with drawing. You can, I don't know if you can, how well you guys can see that. The drawing doesn't always stop when it's supposed to. And then you get those weird glitches. It 95% of the time works, but that's really not so awesome. Needs to be better than that. Okay. And let's not forget to connect our portals. I already did, it just glitched out. At least though, when the portal connection visual glitches, it doesn't break the portals themselves. I'm liking that suggestion for controlled angles more and more.
24/7 access to claim service and legendary customer service.
My skin is extremely averse to most fabrics, except for the soft, buttery feeling of leather. Thankfully, I found my clan of leather in the community. It's been life-changing.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Wendy's is coming to have breakfast sandwiches for just $4. So if you've been wronged by pre-made frozen food,
I forgot to connect the switch.
get to Wendy's and get butter chicken biscuit, classic bacon, egg, and cheese, and the classic sausage, egg, and cheese. Choose any two
All right.
for just $4. Just
And there's this masterpiece.
at Wendy's. We got you.
Okay. This one goes here, here, new lever, it's here, and there. I like this one, feels a little bit, oh, that's not very good. Aim a little better than that. I like this one, feels bigger. Need to add a switch sound effect too. Cool. I need to get rid of that error. But okay, let's go fix. Tech Dave, if you are still, I actually killed the beta channel. So if you're using the beta repository, go ahead and go back to the main one. I kind of thought it would have defaulted for everybody, but apparently it didn't. Oh, there, it's saved in the right spot there. I know what I did. Rotatable walls. It could be doable. I mean, it's just a matter of adding a script to it. So I'm gonna. All right, let's actually Actually, back to start. Let's go look at level. We glitched. Why are we glitching again? Oh, because when I created a new one, it lost reference to the old one. All right, level 12. Okay, now our milkshakes in the our drinks in the right spot. But we lost our hints. So, okay, let's go back in and change our hints. If I can figure out a good way to add hints, maybe I'll do that. It's just a pain. Need to try to build those. All right, level 12. And it's just a pain to add that all that functionality into it. Okay. All right, these are going to come over here. Open this up. That way off screen. Actually, I don't want to get that way off screen. That's not the one I want to get off screen. Thinking of the other level. Make that a little bit thicker. And I need to respond to this text message. Contact Dave. I wonder why that's not updating. Version 18 is what's live. I don't know why that wouldn't be updating from Steam's end. Let's see if I can find the... Mine's a little funky and different, but it's not going to show me the version. Okay. There we go. Let's go back to our start scene. Oh, but our connection didn't save. I mean, it's right there in the saved file, so that is... Yeah, the connections aren't saving. Interesting. Let's see where the version numbers are. Detective, if you submitted a bug report, you did that today. I can look and see what version you have. Detective, if this is you submitting these, level lost after clicking on return to menu. You are on version 18. You're on the latest version. I wonder why that connection's not saving. It's saving in the files. Let's add this. Connections not saving in SOs, but are saving in easy save files. We're saving the data. We're just not getting it into the scriptable object, which is a little unfortunate, at least for me. Let's see if we can actually see. Let's go look at the actual file. I'm gonna have a I'm not gonna search through a giant text file to save all this. I mean, it's getting saved, so I know it's in there. It's just not getting moved over to the scriptable object, which hopefully that's just a line or two of code that pretty sure I tested that, but it's there. Yeah, Detective, your suggestions are on my to-do list. I'll try to get them out for the next version so you can get that hint pop up. The levels themselves, kind of the campaign levels, are intended to kind of walk you through some of that stuff, but definitely the sandbox has got some hotkeys and buttons and such things. I like the rotatable walls. That's but that we can do super quick, actually. Let's do that. Let's just see what that looks like, if that causes any problems. I think they're actually called bricks or wall 2D. Very clever. Well, wall. All we got to do is rotate, rotation level object, and we're going to rotate on, I think, is 45 degrees enough to rotate a wall? Let's see how that feels. Hey, Gamma Fox, that's, the link is invalid. Well, that's a disaster. That should be fixed.
How does a day at the park sound to you?
All right, Tech Dave, what do you think? 45 degrees, is that enough?
Allergies don't have to be scary. Stay one step ahead of your symptoms by spraying Flonase daily.
Are you on 30 degrees?
Overreacting to allergens.
15. I guess 15 would be the next one that makes sense.
Click or tap the banner to find out more. You're good.
From Gimlet, the tale of the two princes continues.
For once in our life, we've actually got magic on our side for a change.
And this time, it's a musical.
Huh, I wonder why there's a... Hey, Gamma Fox, I appreciate that. I'll check that out. Wonder if somehow... At this point in the channel, those things are just auto-populated, but maybe I copied something wrong. Definitely need to look into that and fix that. There haven't been a lot of people joining the Discords. That might be why. I don't know, Tech Dave, what do you think? 45? You can make slanty walls then. And it's kind of cool. It's a new mechanism for sure. 1 degree. Yeah, Langdon. Great idea. Langdon, by the way, I got the went in last night and printed out the got the servo mounts printed. I printed 2 of those. So if and when you're back on campus and bored and want to work on the robot. No, Tech Dave, this doesn't break the design. I don't think it breaks the design at all. It was really just a matter of adding that one component. I mean, I think the 45 seems. This just is so slow, and I'm not sure why you would want to do. I think 45 is good. You guys are funny. Oh yeah, Langdon, let me go play your level. All right, let's see if it shows up. Langdon, is it your portal puzzle? I already have those downloaded. I don't see a new level. Let's see if we can find it in the workshop. Did it? The workshop is it's pretty slow to update. Langdon, all I have is Portal Puzzle here, even on the Steam page. Although I've noticed there's quite a delay. It's been challenging to test because there's quite a delay there. All that code I need to go back and revisit and make sure it's. That's like that all that async stuff I was telling you about yesterday. Little works. There's a bug here. If you click on the X, the preview window still stays open. I gotta fix that too. Put that on a bug list. I've known about that one. In workshop, level, menu, clicking on X moves level from queue, but preview news. Alrighty. You did it a week ago, huh? Well, Langdon, go and check and see if you can see it. Yeah, the Hello World. I don't know why it won't download. I noticed that something happened to it. Like I said, I got to revisit all that workshop code. It works, but it's buggy, and it's a challenge to test. I'm gonna. Part of the challenge is just, yeah, well, doesn't really matter. Anyways, I think I'm going to call it quits. I've been on here for a little over 2 hours. I got a lot of work to do in the next 8 hours. So thank you guys. Much appreciated. Much appreciated you guys joining.